Partnerships for Schools was established in around 2004 to deliver the Building Schools for the Future programme, which is a very ambitious vision from government to rebuild or renew every secondary school right across England. That's 3,500 schools, and our remit has developed quite a lot since that time. It's a programme which began slower than its original forecasts predicted, but we're now on trajectory. The organisation has turned around in the last couple of years. We've been given more things to do since that time, including delivering academies procurement, now up to 400 academies across the country. And as of the 1st of October, we're taking on responsibility for all other schools capital. That's the responsibility of our sponsor department for children, schools and families. And by the end of this year, we expect also to take on the other capital functions for the department. It's part of a move to bring together delivery. Means that our capital turnover is going to be around £9 billion a year, and gives an opportunity going forward to make sure that we can all be sure that those resources are used most efficiently at a time when public sector funding is going to be under some pressure. So bringing those things together with a single delivery function for the department means that we can have a single strategic conversation with local authorities, agree priorities for primaries as well as secondaries and now also sixth form colleges, and make sure things are delivered not just spectacularly well, which is a real passion of ours, but also to make sure it's done as efficiently as possible. It's fantastic to see the response in people as they start to design their own future. That's what this is about. Young people engaged in design process that removes dark corners and alleyways where bullying can take place, which creates personalised spaces, flexible places to learn that can be adapted to different learning styles. So we engage teachers and head teachers in this design process, we engage young people to help think about and make real these changes. These are not new old schools, as we often say. This is a new way of learning. It's built on practical experience, it's tuned to local communities, and it's designed to be stimulating and inspiring for young people so that there isn't a ceiling on their ambition from the context that they've come from. Well, Partnerships for Schools, I think, is a very interesting organisation to work with. I used to be a local authority chief executive for 10 years. I'm used to working in large organisations as well as smaller ones. We're quite a small organisation, around 180 people by the end of this year. But it's an organisation with considerable leverage, working through the joint ventures we've talked about, working in partnership with local authorities right across the country, and working in detail with the private sector. It means that as an organisation we've got people from the commercial world, from the legal and commercial backgrounds, we've got people from local authorities and people who've worked in the public sector nationally. It's quite an interesting mix. It's a very fast moving organisation. We make decisions quickly, we're operating in a commercial world and also a very high profile political world as well. That means that we are looking for people who are sensitive to the politics of the country and also capable of being innovative when there are challenges around, like for example the credit crunch. We've had to put our thinking caps on quite seriously this last year to come up with new ways of financing in a commercial world where that's been a challenge. We've been able to come up with some new innovations, and that's helped us be ahead of target. To be successful as the Corporate Resources Director here, you're going to have good professional background financially, going to be a qualified accountant. You're going to be someone who can think strategically, someone who can make sure, beyond the finance brief, this is a corporate resources role, that HR, ICT, facilities management and finance are all well established, they're already working well, but ready to move to the next level. And that means we're looking for someone in an organisation of 180 people who can think strategically, who can help us develop corporately, but also is quite happy to roll their sleeves up and get on with the job. We're what's called an NDPB these days, as well as being a private limited company. So we're looking for somebody who understands the demands of public sector accounting, relationship with the sponsor department, operating within the public realm. We also need somebody who understands what it is to work in a company context with a public and private sector board and operating through the scrutiny and support structures that a company needs. Key challenges coming into this role are firstly to understand the development path so far. We've developed significantly as an organisation in the last couple of years. We've got more to go. There are some key practices and procedures that need to be properly embedded in the organisation, and we've made a good start, but there's more to be done. We're also changing gear. We're moving up a stage in terms of the nature of the business. We're going to be not only acting as gatekeeper for large amounts of public funds, we're now going to be paying them directly as well as approving them in primaries and secondary schools. That means we've got transactional business that needs to operate very effectively. There is no room for making mistakes in that territory. I think this role has got a great deal to offer. The person who is Corporate Resources Director here will have a job that stretches them strategically, gives a great opportunity to make a very definite personal impact on the lives of young people right across the country, and in a role which is very high profile. We're now over the initial hump of the credit crunch. We've still got some big challenges in financing projects for the future. We're growing fast, and we've been given more responsibility. We need to be sure that we're delivering that effectively for the future. And we need to be able to see things coming. New policies developing, new ways of delivering public services more efficiently for the future. So this is a satisfying and challenging role that carries with it some excellent rewards, both personally and professionally.